Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Ramzi, and today we're going to talk about something that's crucial for English learners: how to speak English clearly and confidently. Whether you're speaking with friends, in a business meeting, or during a job interview, speaking confidently is key to making a lasting impression. By the end of this video, you'll know practical tips to improve both your clarity and confidence when speaking English. So, make sure to stick around until the end, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find this video helpful. Chapter 1: Why Speaking Clearly and Confidently Matters. The Importance of Clarity. When you speak clearly, people understand you easily. Clear pronunciation and proper enunciation make your message stronger and more impactful. When you take the time to pronounce words correctly and maintain a steady pace, you ensure that your listener can follow along without getting lost or confused. This is especially important in professional settings or when you're trying to share important information. The importance of confidence. Confidence is key to effective communication. If you lack confidence, it can show in your speech, and people might not take you seriously or even struggle to understand you. Confidence also helps reduce hesitation and the fear of making mistakes. When you're confident, you're more likely to speak clearly and with conviction, making it easier for others to connect with your message. Example. Let's look at an example. Imagine you're in a meeting and you're unsure of how to say something. You might mumble or rush through it, which could make your message unclear or even confusing. But if you're confident, you'll say it with the right pace, clear enunciation, and emphasis. For example, instead of saying, "I think, this is a good idea, but," you could say, "I believe this is a great idea because." See how much stronger and clearer the second version sounds. Confidence gives you the power to speak with authority, making it easier for your audience to understand and trust what you're saying. Chapter 2: Common Barriers to Clear and Confident Speech. 15 minutes. 1. Fear of making mistakes. 5 minutes. Explanation. A lot of English learners struggle with speaking confidently because they're afraid of making mistakes. Whether it's mispronouncing a word or making grammatical errors, this fear can stop you from speaking altogether. Practical tip. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. The key is to keep going, learn from those mistakes, and not let them stop you from expressing yourself. Example. Imagine you're at a social event and you're nervous about your accent. Instead of focusing on the mistake you just made, focus on the conversation and how much you're improving over time. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. 2. Lack of vocabulary. 5 minutes. Explanation. Sometimes not having the right words to express yourself can make you feel frustrated and less confident. Practical. Tip. Work on expanding your vocabulary every day. Learn new words, phrases, and expressions in context. Use flashcards, read books, watch shows, or listen to podcasts in English. And remember, it's okay to use simple words, as long as you communicate your message clearly. Example: let's say you're trying to explain a complicated topic, but you don't know the exact word. Instead of panicking, you can rephrase and explain it in a simpler way. If you're talking about a complicated process, you could say, it's a series of steps that need to be done carefully. 3. Accent and pronunciation. 5 minutes. Explanation. Having an accent is completely natural, but it can sometimes make it harder for others to understand you. Pronunciation issues can also make you feel self-conscious. Practical tip. To improve your pronunciation, try listening to native speakers and mimicking their pronunciation. You can also practice with language apps or join a pronunciation group online. Accent reduction classes can also be helpful if you want to focus on this area. Example: let's take the word thought. If you're not familiar with how it's pronounced, you might say it differently. But by practicing with listening exercises or repeating after a native speaker, you can master the correct pronunciation and say it clearly. Chapter 3. Tips for speaking clearly. 1. Slow down. Your speech explanation. Speaking too quickly can make you sound less confident and harder to understand. Slowing down your speech allows you to enunciate your words clearly and helps the listener absorb your message better. Practical tip. Practice speaking slowly by reading out loud and focusing on each word. You can also record yourself and listen back to identify areas where you need to slow down. Example: instead of saying, I think I'll go there and do this, try saying, I think I will go there and do this. By breaking your words into clear segments, you sound more confident and easy to understand. 2. Use pauses effectively. Explanation. Pauses can be your best friend when speaking. A well-timed pause gives you a moment to gather your thoughts and allows the listener to process what you've said. Practical tip. Practice pausing after each sentence or major point. This gives you a moment to breathe and helps make your speech more impactful. Example: instead of saying, I believe this is the best solution and everyone will agree, try, I believe this is the best solution. Pause, and I think everyone will agree. The pause adds emphasis and gives your words more weight. 3. Focus on intonation and stress. Explanation. Intonation, the rise and fall of your voice, and stress, emphasizing certain words, help convey meaning. For example, stress can show the importance of a word or phrase, while intonation can show emotions like excitement, doubt, or surprise. Practical tip. Listen to how native speakers emphasize words and practice mimicking their patterns. Pay attention to the rhythm and melody of their speech. Example: compare these two sentences. She is going to the store, neutral intonation, versus she is going to the store, emphasizing store. The second one conveys more excitement or urgency. 4. Use clear pronunciation. Explanation. Good pronunciation makes you sound clear and confident. It's important to pronounce words properly so that you are understood, even if you have an accent. Practical tip. Focus on difficult sounds in English like th, r, or v. These sounds may not exist in your first language, so practicing them will improve your overall clarity. Example. Let's take the word through. It's pronounced like through, not true. Practicing sounds like this will help you sound more confident and clear when speaking. Better. Chapter 4. Tips for speaking confidently. Practice speaking regularly. Explanation. The more you speak, the more confident you will become. Practice makes perfect. Practical tip. Set aside time each day to practice speaking. Find a language partner, join a speaking group, or practice in front of a mirror. Example. Find topics you enjoy talking about. If you're passionate about a subject, you'll naturally feel more confident speaking about it. For example, try talking about your favorite hobby or a recent trip you took. 2. Prepare. Ahead of time. Explanation. Being prepared can reduce anxiety. If you know what you're going to talk about, you can focus on delivering your message rather than worrying about finding the right words. Practical tip. Before meetings, interviews, or presentations, take a few minutes to plan your key points. Write down some phrases or words you want to use and rehearse them. Example. Imagine you have a job interview. If you've already prepared answers for common questions, you'll be able to respond with confidence instead of stumbling over your words. 3. Positive body language. Explanation. Your body language plays a huge role in how confident you appear. Standing tall, making eye contact, and smiling can make you look and feel more confident. Practical tip. Before speaking, take a deep breath, stand up straight, and smile. This will help you project confidence both to yourself and to others. Example. Think about someone you admire for their public speaking. They likely stand tall, speak with purpose, and use their body language to support their message. You can do the same. 4. Learn to accept feedback. Explanation. Constructive feedback helps you grow. Embrace feedback from others as a way to improve your speaking skills. Practical tip. Ask for feedback from friends, teachers, or colleagues. When they give you tips on how to speak more clearly or confidently, take them seriously and work on those areas. Example. If a friend tells you that you speak too quickly, slow down next time you talk. If someone points out that you're mumbling, focus on enunciating better. Chapter 5. Practice Activities 1. Speaking with a partner. Instructions. Find a partner to practice speaking with. Choose a topic. Take turns asking each other questions, and answer clearly and confidently. Try to use some of the tips you've learned today. 2. Tongue twisters instructions. Practice tongue twisters to improve your pronunciation and clarity. Here are a few examples. She sells seashells by the seashore. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. 3. Reading aloud, 5 minutes. Instructions. Pick a short passage from a book, article, or any text in English. Read it aloud, focusing on clarity, pronunciation, and confidence. Record yourself and listen back. Role-playing real-life situations. Instructions. Choose a real-life scenario, like ordering food at a restaurant, giving a presentation, or making a phone call. Practice speaking as if you're in that situation. Pay attention to tone, speed, and clarity. Chapter 6. Conclusion and Final Tips. Recap. The key points. Remember, speaking English clearly and confidently takes practice, but with time, you will get better. Focus on clarity, work on your pronunciation, and build your confidence through practice. Final encouragement. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Keep learning and stay positive. Every step you take brings you closer to speaking English fluently and confidently.